to Simple French Cooking. My name is Francois, and today I want to show you one of my favorite summertime dishes to make. It's shaved pork with arugula, fresh peaches, and a mustard vinaigrette. This is a dish my mom used to make when I was a kid. My mom worked 2 jobs as a nurse and she didn't have a lot of time to cook, but she wanted to give our family a healthy meal. So she would take whatever leftover roasted meat she might have, whether it was a roast pork, a roast beef, or even maybe roast chicken left over, and she would just cut it paper thin, put it on a plate, and then make a mustard vinaigrette or just olive oil and vinegar, or really whatever your favorite vinaigrette is. Toss whatever lettuce you had, put it on top, and then she would take peaches or apricots or any fresh fruit and just slice it on top. And you know, the combination of the fruit and the meat, it's just so delicious. And really, this is a dish you can make in under 5 minutes. I mean, if you already have the roast pork. Join me today as I teach you how to make shaved pork with arugula and peaches in a mustard vinaigrette. The very first step is to make the vinaigrette. Now I have to confess, I am not the vinaigrette maker in my household. My wife is. She's the queen. She makes the best vinaigrette you'll ever eat in your life. But you're gonna have to bear with me today. So we're gonna take a garlic clove, and this is just 1 garlic clove that's not peeled. And then take your whisk, and using the end of the whisk or anything that's solid to bash with, we're just gonna bash the garlic clove. And before it gets too small, you want to just pull the peel out, throw it in your compost bin. All right, now we're just going to continue mashing the garlic. And what you're doing here is you're trying to release the oil out of the garlic clove. All right, and if you look in the bottom of the bowl, you see all the oil on the side. So now what we're gonna do is scoop out all the garlic, and you're gonna save this for another use. I know it sounds really bizarre. Take 1 garlic clove, smash it up, throw the garlic away. But trust me, this is gonna give your dish just the perfect flavor. All right, so now that you've gotten all the garlic out, now we need to take a little bit of salt. And what the salt does is help extract the oil and keep it from seeping into your wood bowl. Just gonna mix that up here, okay. Now you're going to need 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. So put your spoonful in the center. Now we're just gonna put a splash of vinegar. I'm using an apple vinegar. You could use balsamic if you like. You could also use red wine vinegar, tarragon vinegar, whatever makes you happy. We're just gonna give this just a little teeny whisk. And then we're going to add our sunflower oil. Now I use pretty much sunflower oil for the most part at home. And so we're just gonna add the oil really super slowly. What we're doing here is making emulsification, and if we add the oil too quickly, the vinaigrette will separate. You know, in the beginning, you're just gonna add it by the drip, very slowly. Let's give that a taste. Now you may have noticed that I use very little vinegar in my vinaigrette. The mustard has verjus in it, which is an acid that's very similar to vinegar. It's made from green grapes that are unripe, and they're pressed and then fermented. Another trick when you're tasting your vinaigrette to make sure it tastes good is take a piece of the lettuce that you're going to be serving with the vinaigrette. It's surprising how lettuce doesn't always taste the same, and sometimes you make a vinaigrette, you taste it, it tastes perfect, then you mix it with your lettuce and it doesn't taste quite as good. So it's really important to taste it with the same grains you're going to eat it with. That's perfect. Now let's move on to the rest of the dish. Now just take the sliced pork and put it in a circle around a cold plate. And you just want the slices to overlap a little bit. We're just going to go around the whole plate. And then here we'll put a couple slices in the inside. Alright, so far so easy. Now we're going to take our arugula. I just picked this arugula this morning out of my garden. Let's just toss a handful in the vinaigrette. And really, you could use whatever vinaigrette you like. A lot of times I just do this with olive oil and vinegar, but use your favorite. All right, now we're just going to arrange the arugula leaves over the top. Okay, you don't really want it too thick, just enough for everybody to have some. And really the quantities depend on how many people you're serving. What I have here is enough for my family. There's 3 of us, my wife and my son. You can just adjust it accordingly. And then we're going to take a fresh peach, and like I said, you could use apricots, or really any stone fruit works great in this dish. And so we just want to cut around the pit. I have to break this apart as easy as possible. And then we're going to slice the peaches and just put them around. Really, this is what I love about this dish. The flavors are just huge, and the dish is very satisfying. And this dish takes literally 5 minutes to make. And there you have it. This is my shaved pork with arugula, peaches, and a mustard vinaigrette. It's so simple to make. It's perfect for the summertime when it's hot and you don't feel like cooking in your house, but you want something filling and satisfying. Try this at your home.